Welcome to Meet the Artist. This program is brought to you by Hedberg Public Library and JATV Media Services. I'm your host, Teresa Nguyen. Meet the Artist features various local artists whose work will be on display in monthly exhibits at Hedberg Public Library. And in the studio today, we have a local celebrity, the incomparable Connie Glowacki, our featured artist for the month of July. Welcome to the studio, Connie.
Hope I can live up to that.
Oh, absolutely you do. So let's go back to your early interest in art and how that all started.
Our family is interested in art. My sister was 2 years older than I.
Okay.
And Mom made things with pies and cakes and cookies, and we loved to draw together, and everything was responding to something, creating something, and giving you a good feeling.
Nice.
And when she was young, she would make her own paper dolls, and then she'd cover them with plastic, and then she'd design dresses for them.
Oh, wow.
I drew pictures of our kitty cat. Just everything was there. It was fun, you know, entering life that way.
And your sister was an influence on you too, wasn't she? Your sister.
Yes, wonderful artist. She even was oil painting. She was also the orchestra mistress. She was the first chair violin, so she played violin and all these, and played the piano by ear. And there's a artsiness in the family.
A lot of creative genes, I would say.
Yes, that makes life much more fun, you know.
It does, doesn't it? So take us back to an early piece of yours that either struck you or someone else said to you, hey, I think you've got something going on here. You should keep expanding on your talents. Do you remember something that stood out to you?
I've loved nature and trees, and just driving west on a country road, you see the trees and the road and the colors of things, and I want to put it down to remind people that it's there.
Right.
Or even this little girl next to you.
Yes.
She was 1.5 years old. And she's reading The Velveteen Rabbit, and her little pudgy fingers are touching it. And looking at the picture, there's something inside of me that I always want your eye to be guided toward the center of interest. Sure. Notice how the teddy bear is looking toward her. Notice how the handle of the wagon leads you up to her.
Yeah.
And look how the arm of the
clown.
Yeah, it leads you up too. And there's the skin horse who befriends the Velveteen Rabbit. Right. And she was in her living room. We can't have that, can we? We want to bring her someplace that everybody would enjoy her.
I love that.
And that's that artistic things. And notice how the branches of the tree lead down to her. Mm-hmm. You can be very sneaky with art, you know.
So when you were young, did you have a piece of work that you thought was pretty neat? Did your mother frame anything in your
I don't think so.
No? So it wasn't...
We just kept creating and but not really framing things at that time.
And you didn't end up entering into art, is that right?
Oh, when I went through school, you could either go to music or art. And I was always singing in choirs all the way through. Spotlighters and things like that when Jerry Fritz started in about 58. That's 2 years ago, isn't it?
That's wonderful.
And love it. And in church choir.
Yeah.
And so I could never go. But I was in Mr. Old's homeroom, and I looked around at the pictures and I thought, I can do that. You know, which meant that there was something in the future, but you know, the music was taking over at that time.
Right. So when was it that you eventually took a class, you kind of returned to that art and creative work? You took a class from a local artist, didn't you?
Yes, Wayne Gunnis.
Wayne Gunnis.
And he would demonstrate in front of us. So you knew what he was doing, and he talked about what he was doing. They had a mat and frame shop as well. And we had probably 8 people in the class. Okay. But he showed you exactly what to do, and I fell in love with watercolor. Because you can do so many, like to make leaves, I can tear apart a sponge and squeeze it and then dip it into the paint, go and you get all these leaves. You know,
this is so true.
And he'd set us with many, many ideas, and it was fun. And I think that, okay, I graduated from college in '64 and started teaching kindergarten, and taught for 7 years.
Okay.
So in about 82, 83, I was doing enough things to enter the Tallman Art Festival.
That's fantastic.
Yes, and it happened at that time. And I kept taking classes from other people, even in Door County also.
Right.
So it's been wonderful.
And you're drawn to watercolor, but you've explored other mediums, I would assume.
Oh, I love to draw.
Yes.
So colored pencil. I think we have one here that's colored pencil. And you're up close to a lily. And the light and the shadow and everything.
Easter lily.
And leading your eye to, like the little trees leading down, and the arm of the clown going up. And the darkness underneath. Anyway, it's fun and it's sneaky, and it draws the interest of the person to what you would like them to look at.
Right. I love that you're very thoughtful in your work, and not just about what you're enjoying, but what others will also enjoy as they observe your art.
Something that takes them there.
I think that's part of the reason you're so extraordinary is you go beyond just I'm having fun doing this, to what will this look like to the viewer, and what will they gain from it. And I love that. So is there someone who has inspired you as an artist? I mean, we're all inspired by Connie. So now we want to know, who do you look up to, whether it's a master, of the classics, or someone you know?
When we got on the road, I got to see what other people did. And I took classes from them if I feel that they were, beyond me, and I could learn from that. And wherever I went, and wherever I met someone that I felt, and it was available to me to do it.
Neat.
And always looking at art and analyzing why the person did it.
Yeah.
I have a book of the best drawings, and I have a picture of a man who's looking like that at you.
Oh,
and
gosh.
to catch that expression, it's not something you might want to put in your bedroom, but it shows the intensity of the person and taking you there, making it real.
Right. That's really cool. And so I took that little class from you, and you taught me some of these things, like techniques that draw the observer into the photo.
Yes, yes.
Like you talked about diagonals, you talked about cool and warm colors.
And he's turning toward her, and see the arm leads you down.
Yes.
And the background is such that it doesn't take your eye away, but it makes it restful for you. And things like picking up her skirt underneath. And look how important the yellow is. What if what if those were green? The spoon and the little plate. See, boring, it'd fit into the background. But yellow, and there's yellow here too. So you repeat colors in different places to get people to look. And of course, he's not grumpy, he's happy, isn't he?
He's very happy, so is she. You can see the little curl of her lips going up.
And she's learning a skill, and she's enjoying it, and she's part of a play maybe in her mind.
Right.
She may be making up commentary from the little teddy bear.
So let's talk about these pieces. Do you have a title for this one here?
Sure, it's The Hostess.
The Hostess.
Yes.
I like
Yes.
that.
And someone cares.
Someone
See, all the needs are being met.
Their needs.
Yes.
I love that.
And he has his own world, or it was a she. So at that age, it doesn't make that much difference, but surrounded by the things that make him think other things and learn more.
Right. And this to your left is a recent piece, is it?
Oh, no, probably 7 years ago.
Okay.
But when the Rotary Gardens had the sunken garden done this way, by the way, they changed the way the sunken garden is done, and they changed the way the pergola is done. Sometimes they'll have roses there, and sometimes they'll have other things. Right. And they had planted it with these I call it cascading blossoms, of course,
yes.
because they're cascading over. But you get the light, see the bright light to bring you up here, and then
Right.
it carries you down, and down here the shadows, but you can see this shadow, and these are, in a way, it connects, you see.
It
and
does.
and see the wonderful diagonals, always look for diagonals.
It's like a photograph because you've got your shadows are so perfect because you really had to change your color quite a bit from those warm bricks to that gray.
Very cool, very cool. And see, the cool is the opposite to the warms. Again, the cool and the warm, and white will always stick out.
And I love that you you teach that, because a lot of new artists and such that want to stick to a particular color palette, and
Boring.
and you want to jump out of that or think outside the box.
Yes.
And like
yes.
that mixing of contrasting colors or shapes is really
Yes, and diagonals are so important to guide the eyes. you know.
yeah. And then here on the table, your Easter lily
Yes.
pencil, colored
Yes.
pencil.
Oh,
It's just gorgeous.
Gee, I just love to draw. Right now, I'm at Cedar Crest, and one of the ladies has asked me to draw a picture for her.
Okay.
And it's a picture you'd never pick, to necessarily paint.
Sure.
But it's Grandpa leading the two little boys going fishing.
Aw.
And Grandpa's walking ahead like that, and he's got the fishing poles over here, and I had to move Grandpa over so we had room for fishing poles.
Okay.
And then two little boys down there, they're doing what they're doing, but it shows a relationship that Grandpa takes his time to be with the boys, and the boys get to be with Grandpa. And that's what
Yes.
it's all about. The love and the gentleness that she's showing, and the love that caused the same little girl to have her needs met. Someone cares, and that's what everything is about. Someone caring,
I
How
love
does that relate?
I love
Well,
that.
somebody built that used to be a bike trail.
Right.
Out there. Oh,
The BMX bike trail at
Yes,
Rotary Gardens.
yes. Oh.
All the kids who grew up in the '80s remember that.
yeah.
So, you and your late husband Mike, he was wonderful to you. He was your right-hand man. I know that. And the two of you were such a partnership, and you did a lot of traveling, and even on an international level. So tell us about some of those amazing experiences. Hawaii.
Yes, we went to Hawaii because we love Hawaii. And I've taken a lot of pictures and painted a lot of pictures. And there will be one in the show that shows a gentleman who would sit by the side of the road as people walk by, and he's painting. And when it gets nearly done, people will stop by and buy it. And he's kind of sitting with a hand like this, and he's painting over here. But this hand says he's relaxed. And he's looking very carefully at what he's doing because it has to be perfect. And he just shows Hawaii. And in the distance, of course, you have the water.
Sure.
And you can see that he's next to a road. And you can see the little leaves that are collected in the road. And then you can see way in the distance with watercolor. If you paint a distant, what do I want to say, a hill or something,
sure.
if you want it to look like it's raining, you just spray a little water on it. And it looks like it's raining. See, all these little techniques that
From the cloud.
make it more fun. Yeah. So you know that it's raining over there, but it's not
You
raining
make it
here.
sound very easy, but I don't know, Connie. Your talent is extraordinary, and then you and Mike, you taught lessons in Hawaii. That's
Yes,
true.
wherever we
Classes?
traveled, I got to teach classes in all these different places. Okay, we were on the road for like 18 years,
Okay,
going
right.
to different art fairs.
And took the kids.
And took the kids
yeah.
right with us, right? And so, and they thought that they'd never gone any place because they weren't going to the places that their friends were going. But when they told their friends where they were going, the little friends were saying, "You went there."
Oh yeah.
So anyway, and Dad took our family out west when I was 9 years old.
Okay.
And it was a 4,000-mile trip, and we hit the major national parks.
Sure.
And you fall in love with Yellowstone.
Yeah.
And a great uncle lived up in Seattle, Washington, and then there's Crater Lake in Oregon, and then you've got California with the redwoods and so many. The big park,
the Grand Canyon.
No, that's down in Arizona. The one that they keep advertising now, with it's a big valley. Maybe it'll come to me.
Yeah.
Has something to do with how old I am, but I keep forgetting what it was. Anyway, and yes, Grand Canyon, and it made me hungry for it. And you could take maps, and you could drive, and things were not nearly as expensive as they are.
True that.
But Mike and I entered sophisticated art fairs all over the nation, and often the sponsor of it, an art group, would invite me in back to teach their classes there.
Sure.
And it expanded, and it was wonderful.
All over the U.S.
Yes,
right?
Pretty much, yes.
And
Golden,
then,
Colorado.
And you also
Hawaii.
were able to, I believe it was 2019 maybe, you were able to exhibit in the Czech Republic.
Yes, yes.
How did all that get started?
One of the ladies that's in a ladies group that I belong to, and is a businessman from Milton.
Okay.
And King is their last name.
Okay.
And he was selected to be the ambassador in Prague in the Czech Republic. And she had shown him my work, and they liked it so much. They had us send 9 of my paintings over there, and they were in the embassy for the 3 years that he was ambassador.
That is so awesome.
And we had to go see it, didn't we?
Yes. And you went.
Yeah. Now, Mike.
How special.
Mike was the brains behind the outfit.
Your late husband.
His family had a business and was very good financially. He worked very hard. He matted and framed. No, we bought the frames from Ewald, and then he put the different mats and the glass and thing on it.
I remember visiting your house and getting a little tour and saw that frame room with all of those frames. And he was like your manager, your basically your business manager, did your bookings.
And he put away his model trains. And he loved model trains. And there's a back room at one of the dairy bars down in Janesville that sold model trains. Okay. And when each of the children were taking half-hour lessons, the other one would be there looking at the model trains.
Oh.
And he had them around the Christmas tree and all that sort of thing. And that's how Matt found out about being electrical. And then Matt went on to being a disc jockey.
Your son.
Yes,
your son,
right.
Matt. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, just all kinds of good things.
Your children are as extraordinary in their own ways as you are in art, I think. With your daughter going on to, become a professor. And
she just retired as a professor.
She did.
At Department of... She was the head of the doctorate program in Ball State, Indiana, adult continuing education, and was very successful. And of course, Matt, a lot of people don't know about him, but he was wonderful. He was born without legs.
Yes.
And we had just built a 3-story building, home. And the doctor said, let him surprise you. And here are the stairs. Mike put drawer pulls on there, and he couldn't go to the next step. And he used a skateboard to get around in elementary school. And he had false legs. Everybody thought he would look better if he had legs on. But they slowed him down, and he got real hot, so he'd hop on his skateboard. Yes. At that time, they didn't have speed limits for skateboards.
Well, I know he's a go-getter and ambitious, like all of you and your family, and that's a pretty nice reflection on your parenting.
I should tell you that he went to Whitewater, and they got the national championship in wheelchair basketball.
Oh, yeah.
And he went to Sydney, Australia. They didn't win, but he went there and he climbed that bridge, going up.
Yeah.
And there's a picture. He wrote a book too about it,
That's
about his whole life.
Fantastic.
And in behind him, smiling, you can see the opera house. The big
Pretty neat.
opera. Oh, he does wonderful things, and he's continuing to make presentations and bring people together to encourage them to deal with that or whatever their problem is.
Matt Glowacki.
Yeah.
Look him up. So, Connie, do you have a favorite subject matter? I know often it's
Whatever
children.
the sun shines on and makes you feel love. Yeah. Yosemite, that's the name of the park that I couldn't think of.
Okay. Yosemite.
Something happens to you when you get over 80,
I will find out. So now, if you've got some viewers here that look at your work and they think, oh gosh, I don't think I'll ever get there, do you have advice for new painters, young or old, and what they could do to get started and try it out?
Go to a painting class and watch the other people. Listen to what they say. But since I started painting, everything has changed, and there's so many different mediums to draw with paint, to put together, to all these different things, and take a class.
Yeah.
Read what it says. But mostly if you have somebody doing it in front of you, you can see it a lot faster.
Yes, this is true.
The world is open, and it gets more and more fascinating.
Yeah. So just try it
Yeah.
and learn.
That's right. And then, some people read books. Some people put puzzles together. Some people mow lawns and have gardens. But everybody has what I call, it's a song from a long time ago. Everybody has a laughing place to go, ho, ho. Make a frown, turn it upside down, and you'll find yours, I know, ho, ho. And mine is art. And other people, the gentleman over here is a musician, and that's what he does.
Alan Leckett, station manager.
Yes. Find out what you're good at. And,
Right.
And you'll always be able to return to that and have all your values electrified and motivated.
That's beautiful, Connie. Very wise words coming from a wise lady.
We love to share with other people because there are so many problems in the world. If we can go to our own place where we're in charge and make others feel good,
That's true.
lucky.
So was it challenging to choose these pieces or what you're going to display at Hedberg? You have so many.
The real truth is I'm a little old lady who is 83 years old. And I have a double room at Cedar Crest. And you're getting my best. Yes. And other ones that I've had at art fairs for a long time, and I'm willing to part with those for lower amounts of money.
All right.
No, we don't have any big ones here, but they're very, very large, and one of them is the ocean and the waves out in Hawaii.
Oh,
And
wow.
like the man that's painting.
Yes. Your waves are extraordinary because you capture the glistening
The light
on the water in a way that it's just so, it's what we see when we look at the ocean.
And there's, we had the gallery for 14 years up in Door County.
Yes.
And there's a picture. Door County is made out of all this rock,
Yeah.
And you're looking up, and you're really at a hole in a golf course at the Peninsula Park. Yeah. But you're looking up, you're seeing the blue sky way up there. Yeah. And then you're seeing all the plants and things that are growing out of it. And I have a friend, Lene Fry, who's an abstract artist.
Okay.
And she called my picture an abstract because you're looking at everything and you don't really, what's the center of interest. But it all holds together.
Yeah.
So it's an abstract.
But speaking of that, you also do a little abstract with your friends down at Cedar Crest. You have a little,
Yes.
do you still do that Wednesday
Yes,
morning?
Yes.
So almost
We
like
have
an
a
art
group.
therapy.
Yes. Everybody, even they're working in different mediums and things.
And they're widows, right? Is it a widows group or not necessarily?
I would say 3/4 of us are
Okay.
widows.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. And they each do their own thing.
Okay.
But I might go by and pick it up and back up 6 feet and let them look at it that far away.
Sure.
And they'll see it differently. And we all tried Yupo paper. Now, when you say watercolor, that you're thinking of taking some water and playing on. Yupo paper is like this. It's like plastic.
Interesting.
And you wherever you touch it, it goes, and then you modify. You see what's happening, and it might not look like anything, but it sure would be pretty if you added more red there.
Yeah,
see?
and
so
then that
it's just
dries.
Spontaneous.
It dries the way you leave
Yes,
it.
yes, yes.
That's really great that you're continuing to share your talents with other people in the community,
yes.
not just in an exhibit like this. I mean, this is extraordinary, but also in teaching and just imparting your wisdom for the viewers. Are you excited for this, for the exhibit?
Yes, but I all have to say, I'm excited for you, because you're finding us, the artists and the people who do things they love, and you're making Janesville aware of it.
Well, thanks to Hedberg and JATV for this show. I'm happy to get to host because I get to learn more about each artist and who they are, and you've allowed our viewers to get a sneak preview of the real Connie Glowacki behind this extraordinary.
I hope some of my kindergarten children are watching.
Oh, I hope so too. One of your former kindergarten students is also exhibiting.
Yes, he's been selected
this year
to have a month here. Yes.
Yeah, so that's exciting.
Aaron Hedcock, everybody.
Okay.
Yes.
We will watch for him, and we can't wait to see all that you bring. So
Thank you.
Thank you for.
If it makes you feel good when you look at it, it takes you to a place you'd like to be. That's my job. Yeah.
Thank you.
My faith is a huge factor.
Your faith.
Yes.
This is so true.
Mike is right here, and God is right there.
Ah.
You sing in choir see, the music has continued on, and I've always been in choirs too.
Right.
And so you're getting to know many people in many different ways.
Right.
Yeah. So keep going with what you feel good with.
That's right. Well, we're so happy you've shared your art with us, and thank you for being in the studio today for the interview.
It's a wonderful joy and a super compliment for little old ladies, you know.
We invite the public to come visit the library this month to check out Connie Glowacki's amazing art. Thank you all for joining me today. Please check out this program on JATV Media Services, Charter Cable Channel 994. You can also find it on JATV's YouTube channel. Remember, don't wait for another day. Go out and make some wild, whimsical, wonderful art. I'm your host, Teresa Nguyen. I'll see you next time on Meet the Artist.